I was just informed the other day on the MIDI Guitar forum that the Egan Matrix Micro is coming out, and that's an awesome thing, and I'm looking forward to be working with that whenever I get the chance. But there's also this software that's going to be sold as a tool for the Egan Matrix, where you can resynthesize your own sounds to work with them inside of the Egan Matrix. This discussion inspired me to pursue the only way that I know how to work with resynthesis already, and that's with the Dawesome Myth or Cyclops synths. And I also want to test some spanking new features with this, the Papritech AirMotion Pro. This is a wireless breath controller with an accelerometer. I can nod my head up or down, that's 2 different CCs, and I can tilt my head left and right, and that's 2 different CCs as well. Since I'm a guitar player, I really don't have my head in this perfect horizontal level all the time. So I suggested some sort of way to configure this to a starting position of your choosing. So you get to choose exactly where you start, and then from there you have these motions. And I just got this and I really want to try out how well it works. So you're going to see me test these functions as well in this video. But mainly this is about the resynthesis. And this morning I also got Simon Stockhausen's Hacked Mythology, which is a preset pack for Myth specifically. So it's a perfect opportunity for me to sort of browse through those presets and see how they work as well. First of all, I'm going to try some of these presets, trying to give you some sort of idea of how you can affect these by using these 4 macros. That's a big part of the Myth setup. So I'm going to assign each CC its own macros, up for macro 1 and down for macro 2. I think it's nod right for macro 3 and nod left for macro 4. So if you're interested, here is how I'm setting this up. I'm in MIDI Guitar, of course. I have Myth here on the middle chain. I'm not using the dynamics or the sustainer pedal here, but I have this reverb at the end, and this is how I normally set up. But Myth we have here, and as you can see, I have CC2, which is breath, connected both to CC74 and pressure here, and that's just for me to be able to access both pressure and CC74 at the same time. So I want to see what these presets can bring. CC16 down here for the macro 1, and that's the upwards motion. CC17 is macro 2, CC18 is tilt right, and CC19 is tilt left. Here is Myth. We have 2 irises. I hope that irises is the correct way of talking about these in plural. So there's a ton of things for me to do with any of these, but if I have some sort of audio, I can just drop it and have it resynthesized to version 1 or resynthesized to version 2, which I believe is the better version, in any of these 2 irises, and it will take effect immediately, of course. I'm not going to change these presets. I really just want to show you what's possible to do with a breath controller with these kind of motion controls, controlling these macros 1 to 4 here. cool as Simon's patches are on their own, my first love is to layer stuff. So I love the idea of having a core sound, say like a flute or a guitar or a synth or whatever, and then use stuff like Myth to create these auras of sound around these. So it's especially effective with a synth like this, where you can sort of destroy the sound with one motion and lead it into space with another, and create this little jitter of metallic tingles with a head nod. So going forward, I'm setting up with the SWAM flute first as a core instrument and having these Myth patches around it. And then I'm going into Falcon, opening up the PX Guitarsyn and having that as a synth, guitar synth sound, and also using Myth around that. So I'm not going to go into detail on how resynthesis work in this short little introduction. Let's just agree on that it's not sampling, right? Suffice it to say, this is a really interesting way to work. So I'm looking forward to working with physical modeling in the future, and also this resynthesis stuff is incredibly inspiring. I'm going to leave it here and get back to you as soon as I have something more. But until then, bye.